Beloved in the Seventh-day Adventist Church, this is a very urgent message, a very urgent message about the false education of these last days, these latter times. This is taken from Isaiah chapter 30. Isaiah chapter 30. The only two statements I'm going to read today is taken from Isaiah chapter 30, and also Testimony to the Church, volume 6, page 130. Third paragraph. It says, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. They walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be to your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. For the princes were at Zoan, and his ambassadors came to Hanes. They were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them, nor being help nor profit, but a shame, and also a reproach. The burden of the beasts of the south into the land of trouble and anguish, from whence come to the young and old lion, the viper and the fiery flying serpent. They will carry their riches upon the shoulders of young asses, and their treasures upon the branches of the camels, to a people that shall not profit them. For the Egyptians shall help in vain, and to the purpose, therefore have I cried concerning this. Their strength is to sit still." Beloved in the Seventh-day Adventist Church, this scripture is dealing with the false Egyptian education that's been brought into the Seventh-day Adventist churches. Schools like Oakwood and Southern and Andrews University, and Loma Linda, La Sierra, Walla Walla Union, Pacific Union College, Washington Adventist University, used to be called Columbia Union College, and also public schools like Calhoun Community College, and all of our local state colleges, community state colleges, and worldly universities, beloved. This false education, higher education, must not be believed in these last days, because it comes from the Greek-like, Plato-like philosophy of Plato and Origen. If you go to Revelation chapter 13, you'll see a beast, a leopard-like beast that has 10 horns and feet of a bear, mouth of a lion. The mouth of the lion is Babylon. The feet of a bear is Medo-Persia. But it's leopard-like, meaning it's Greek-like in its educational standpoints. And it speaks like a dragon, like Satan. It's a persecuting power. And it's the papacy. So papacy has its hands in all these false educations in these last days, beloved. Look at this statement in Testimony to the Church, volume 6, page 130. It says, "There is no time now to fill the mind with theories of what is popularly called higher education. The time devoted to that which does not tend to assimilate the soul to the likeness of Christ is so much time lost for eternity. This we cannot afford, for every moment is frightened with eternal interest. Now when the great work of judging the living is about to begin, shall we allow unsanctified ambition to take possession of the heart and lead us to neglect the education required to meet the needs in this day of peril? In every case, the great decision is to be made whether we shall receive the mark of the beast or his image, or the seal of the living God. Beloved, if we get false education these last days, we can receive the mark of the beast. If we get true education, it's much easier for us to get the seal of the living God. Now, the mark of the beast is enforced Sunday worship, and its image, the apostate Protestantism, in league with the United States government, with the apostate Protestantism or the church controlling the United States government, the state. And part of this image of the beast is false education being taught in our schools and colleges, Adventist schools and public schools and Sunday schools alike. We need a true education, brothers. This education is found in the Bible and the spirit of prophecy. We will see the seal of God in these last days. Do not strengthen yourself, beloved, in the shadow of Egypt. Do not strengthen your hands in the field of Zoan and Haphaniz and Phineas. Do not strengthen your souls in Babylonian Egyptian education, the education that failed in Egypt, that failed in Babylon, that's going bankrupt in these last days. Get true higher education. And the Washington Testament, volume 6, is there's coming a time in which children and youth will say things that will now baffle men that now talk of higher education. God bless you, beloved. Maranatha.